please do not do anything that will destroy my country. Do not feed our young with shabu and whatever, yung mga mayayaman, it's cocaine. Yung mayayaman, nagreklamo sila, bakit hindi nyo mahuli? May mga yate yan eh. Ang bahay niyan, mga mansyon. May gwardya. Paano mo pulis na... Ang pulis, imbes magtrabaho, nabibigyan rin. So, it corrupts it destroys the fabric of society. Over time, kung hindi ko interdict, at least in Davao, hindi ako magyabang na ibang lugar, sabi ko, I will destroy my country and our children. I will kill you. That is my mantra. And that will be still my mantra in a few days when I go out of Malacanang. Then when I became president, ganito. Bakit? Sinasabi ko, I can clean it in 6 months. And after that, I realized na nagkamali talaga ako. Yung sobrang, maybe hubris, it was campaign time, payabangan naman yung kampanya. Dating ko sa Manila, dala ko yung chief of police ko, yung si Bato. Anak ka na. Pag yung binuksan na yung records, paano ako 6 generals of the PNP were playing with drugs. Sabi ko, paano tayo mabubuhay nito? Drop kayong mga NPA, kayong mga drogista. You want peace? You want, magtrabaho ka lang, then drop the gun. Kayong mga drogista, drop the drugs.
Congressman Rodante Marcoleta drops out of the senatorial race. Vice presidential candidate Rizalito David endorses his rival, Senate President Tito Soto, but clarifies that he will not back out from the VP race. The Philippines detects its first case of the Omicron subvariant BA.2.12. 4 people were killed after a bridge collapsed in Bohol. And the final 32 candidates for this year's Miss Universe Philippines faced off in the preliminary competition. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Deputy House Speaker Rodante Marcoleta is withdrawing his senatorial bid for the May 9 polls. That is on the back of his poor showing in the election survey. Nevertheless, Marcoleta thanked President Duterte, PDP Laban, and all those who supported his 4-month campaign. The lawmaker also clarified that despite his withdrawal, he will continue supporting the BBM-Sara tandem, as well as all of the senators in the UNITEAM and PDP Laban slates. Vice presidential candidate Rizalito David endorses one of his own rivals, Senate President Tito Soto. David said he is officially endorsing Soto because he is a decent man who knows his Catholic faith. David also believes that Soto is the best man for the job. However, David clarified that his endorsement for Soto does not mean that he's backing out from the vice presidential race. David also explained that things could get complicated if he backed out, as there is no guarantee that the votes he has secured will automatically transfer to Soto. Soto, meanwhile, thanked David for the endorsement, describing his rival as a religious and conservative man. Soto's presidential running mate Ping Lacson, meanwhile, agrees with David's statement that Soto is the best candidate for vice president. The Senate president says he and Lacson are not running to defeat anybody, but to introduce better ways of running the government. The People's Campaign of Vice President Leni Robredo continues, with the elections less than 2 weeks away. But a string of controversies continue to hound the Robredo family, with the youngest daughter, Jillian, at the center of recent online attacks. Here's the report.
More than 100,000 supporters of Vice President Leni Robredo attended the Grand People's Rally held at the Malolos Sports Complex in Bulacan yesterday. Yeng Constantino, Nadine Lustre, Jolina Magdangal, and Darren Espanto were just some of the volunteer celebrities that entertained the crowd. Vice Ganda also dropped by to deliver a short message.
Matagal na tayong talunan, matagal na kayong nakakaramdam ng talo, panahon na para manalo. At ito na yon, isulat sa balota. Leni Robredo, kasama ng kanyang mga kagrupo, suportahan natin, pink tayong lahat.
While Bulacan Governor Daniel Fernando introduced VP Leni to the audience.
Aming na mahal kong kapwa Bulakenyo, ikinararangal po natin ipakilala sa inyo, my President, Leni Robredo. Palakpakan po natin.
In her message, Robredo reiterated the importance of a trusted government.
Bubuti lamang ang ekonomiya natin pag may tiwala sa atin yung mga negosyante. Pag walang tiwala ang mga negosyante, hindi po dadami yung hanap buhay.
But Robredo's running mate, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, did not attend the event. Instead, Pangilinan attended a separate campaign in Malabon and Navotas to work double time, with the election day fast approaching. For the finale of the Bulacan rally, a grand fireworks display lit up the sky. There was also a drone show that featured shapes of a heart, a couple, and a rose. On the same day, however, Robredo's camp also released a statement saying that Senator Migs Subiri is no longer part of the Tropang Angat senatorial slate. Meanwhile, the Robredo siblings continue to be targeted by controversies as the May 9 polls draw near. This time, a video showing a guy scolding the youngest Robredo and her mother's supporters went viral online. In the complete video, Jillian was seen talking to a couple of people when she was scolded by a man. The supporters apologized to the man, but he continued to shout at them. To avoid further trouble, they just left the market. In a statement, the One Baguio Benguet Robredo People's Council said that contrary to comments on social media, what the man did was unprovoked and unacceptable, especially when the city of Baguio should be welcoming as a tourist destination. They also criticized the malicious splicing and editing of the video to malign VP Leni's campaign. But they reiterated that supporters should not lose heart and instead always practice their campaign motto, mas radikal ang magmahal. Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong also released a statement apologizing to Jillian Robredo over the heckling incident. Magalong hopes that people view this as an isolated incident that took place in a, quote, momentary outburst of political misdemeanor.
Health experts warn of a possible COVID-19 surge after the May 9 polls, prompting Malacanang to remind the public to practice minimum health protocols. This as the first case of the highly transmissible Omicron subvariant, BA2.12, has been detected by the health department. Maricel Halili with the report.
A 52-year-old Finnish woman who arrived in the Philippines last April 2 is the country's first case of the Omicron subvariant 2.12. Arriving asymptomatic, she traveled to a university in Quezon City and Baguio for a seminar. She eventually tested positive for the virus after experiencing symptoms. She has since recovered and is now back in Finland. The Omicron subvariant 2.12, while still not a variant of interest, has been spreading in South Korea and the United States. This comes at a time when groups have been warning of a possible surge in COVID cases come next month. The Opta Research Group, for one, sees cases hitting 5,000 a day should the subvariant enter the country.
Possible na yung surge ay maging may similar trajectory sa nakita natin noong January na mabilis siya makapanghawa, mabilis dumami at baka mabilis rin bumagsak yung bilang ng kaso.
Aside from subvariants, the country has to deal with possible super spreader events during the elections. The president himself has urged strict compliance to health protocols.
Remember the things that government wants you to follow so that hindi masyado tayo mahirapan and we will prevent another surge.
Health protocol violations have spiked. The Interior Department recorded 85,000 people who wore their masks improperly, up from just 28,000 2 weeks ago.
Tinatawag din natin ng mga LGUs, ang mga campaign organizers na magtumulong sa pagpapatupad ng minimum public health standards.
The Health Department is also urging more Filipinos to get vaccinated. 3 days into the rollout of the second booster dose for the immunocompromised, only 1,000 have gotten their fourth dose. What's worse, 3.6 million doses of donated vaccines from the COVAX facility have expired.
I-replace po ng COVAX facility. Nag-meeting na po kami kahapon at meron na po silang sulat sa atin.
Authorities now want health frontliners, senior citizens, and even OFWs and seafarers to be prioritized for the fourth dose. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
At least 4 people are confirmed dead after the old Clarin Bridge in Loay Bohol collapsed on Wednesday, sending vehicles into the Lobok River below. More details in this report from Gemma Vansenia.
Rescuers are scrambling to lift a body of a person up from the Lobok River in Loay Bohol on Wednesday afternoon. Moments later, first responders tried to revive him through CPR. During the course of the video, medics were also seen attempting to revive 2 persons in dry land, but they failed. According to latest info from local police, 4 persons died at the collapse of the old Clarin Bridge, including 1 Austrian tourist. The rest were locals. In another video, a vehicle was seen that was almost crumpled by the bridge support trusses, yet it did not fall down the river. A new structurally sound bridge just adjacent to the one that collapsed was set to open this coming June. So in the meantime, vehicles were still using the old bridge built in the 80s. According to the town mayor, the accident happened at around 4 p.m.
Yung bagong bridge na ginagawa is ongoing pa. Kaya yung mga jeepneys, yung mga trucks doon pa sa old bridge dumadaan. So siguro, unfortunate po, nag-collapse. Hindi kinaya yung load yung sasakyan.
Abuyan says that the bridge survived a major earthquake that struck Bohol in 2013.
2013, yung earthquake. Hindi naman talaga nasira. After the earthquake, there was a recommendation na kailangan magbago ng bridge. Pero passable pa rin yung bridge na yon.
According to the PNP, 20 people survived the accident, including Julia Austrian, the wife of the Austrian national who died. At least 10 four-wheel vehicles fell down. In a Facebook post, Mayor Abuyan says that search and retrieval operations were suspended at 11 p.m. due to heavy rains and strong currents, but will resume this morning to check if there are more affected vehicles and people unaccounted for. For News 5, Gemma Vansenia, We Are One News.
"32 Miss Universe Philippines candidates competed at the preliminary competition on Wednesday. The ladies showed off their intelligence and elegance as they strutted on stage in their evening gowns and swimsuits and did their interviews. But the night's big winner is undoubtedly Makati's Michelle D, who bagged 6 awards. Meanwhile, Taguig's Katrina Legado, Bohol's Pauline Amelix, and Pasay City's Celeste Cortese took home 2 awards each. The girls will be back on stage at the Coronation Night, will be held at the Mo Arena on April 30. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.